Welcome to St. Michael Albertville High School for the Section 8 4A Boys Basketball Championship. The top two seeds are in the final. The number 2 seed, the Elk River Elks, taking on the number 1 seed, the Maple Grove Crimson. Good evening, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Ryan Iverson. And Ryan, we've already seen 2 games this week where a regular season matchup was lopsided, but the return was anything but, and that's exactly what Elk River's hoping for. Maple Grove took it to them very early in the season.
Well, throw it out the window, right? Throw the regular season out. It's not about how you were playing in December when these two teams first met. And granted, they had Taiwan Pickford on that roster as well. This is a different team, and Elk River's a different team. They're playing with a lot of confidence. They're in a section final. They shoot the ball as well as almost any team I've seen this year. Throw the records out, throw the previous meeting out. It's going to be a phenomenal basketball game tonight.
A little bit of a contrast in styles. Elk River does not have a whole lot of size, so dealing with Reed Nico inside might be an issue for them, but they run a precision offense. They are very disciplined and get good shots on a regular basis.
Well, what you're going to see, they're going to try to front Reed Nico tonight, and they collapse inside. The ball gets inside, whether it's Brad Davison and dribble penetration, or if they're feeding Reed Nico down low, the defense is going to collapse. They're going to try to force Maple Grove to beat them from the outside. That's their strategy. They're extremely well coached, and they have great guard play, and they are very efficient offensively.
Maple Grove coming through with a victory over Rogers, where they were tested, and they felt very good about the way that some of their role players stepped up and performed.
There were a lot of people that thought Rogers actually maybe win that basketball game. The way Rogers had been playing, you know, they're as good as anybody in this area right now. But Elk River too, they had a couple losses early in the year, but they were very competitive against some really good teams this year. You throw out that first loss to Maple Grove, but what it's always about, Jay, at this time of year, it's do you believe in yourself? And are you playing with confidence? And this Elk River team right now, the way they shoot the ball, they feed off of that long-range jump shot. And they got a number of kids that can really shoot the three.
Let's talk about key players in tonight's game, starting with Elk River, and not too hard to pick for them. Matt Keller, their 3rd all-time leading scorer.
He's phenomenal. He shoots 42% from 3, and it's not like he doesn't have a lot of attempts. He has a lot of attempts. He is a phenomenal three-point shooter. Maple Grove's gonna try to put some length on him. I wondered if maybe Brad Davison would get that assignment defensively. That's not. They're gonna throw different guys. They're gonna force him to beat them inside out. They're gonna make him get to the basket rather than get open looks. It should be really interesting. It's always hard to defend a kid like that can shoot.
And he's played some of his best games against some of the best competition as well. And for Maple Grove, Brad Davison, obviously, kind of the straw that stirs the drink for them. It all starts with him handling the ball. Averages about 7 assists, but he's also upped his average to 29 per game in the 2 playoff games they've had.
Well, I think really since Taiwan Pickford's injury, his scoring has gone up, his assists have gone up, his rebounds have gone up, and his steals have gone up. So what does that tell you? He's a gamer too, and he has big moments in big games. I expect tonight, you know, Reed Nichols got to have a big game. He's got to be established early just because of that size difference. But Brad Davison is a kid who's going to have the ball in his hands on 95% of the possessions. They trust his decision making, and he usually comes up big in these kind of games. He's got a little motivation because he's playing against another guard who's getting a lot of credit right now. So I can't wait to see him square off.
All right, the winner goes to the state tournament here. The Section 8 championship coming up next. It's Elk River and it's Maple Grove on 12 Sports.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
And welcome back here to a rapidly filling St. Michael Albertville High School for the Elks and the Crimson getting set to do battle. And obviously they're in different divisions of the Northwest Suburban, but both in the Northwest Suburban Conference. So they had that one early season meeting. Maple Grove 81 and Elk River 49. Randy Clausen, the Elk River coach, was telling me that was kind of our first game against a real, quote-unquote big-name opponent, and he told his kids were pretty nervous. Fell behind big early, and then it just, didn't go well, but they're playing a whole lot better right now, too.
Well, think about this, too, Jay. We saw Cooper beat Wayzata Saturday.
Cooper had lost to Hopkins earlier in the year by, what, 40-something.
Yeah.
Wayzata beat Hopkins, so you're thinking Wayzata's going to walk away with it. Then, of course, the rematch last night, which ended up being a great game. You know, Cooper giving Hopkins everything they can. So I really do. I think you throw it out and you learn from it. It's hard to beat the same team twice, and you make adjustments, and you're playing with a lot more confidence at this point of the year.
Take a look at the starters in this contest, starting with the Elks from Elk River. They've got 3 seniors and a couple of juniors in their lineup. Wyatt Morrell, Zeke Delane, Trent Pink, Matt Keller, and Blake Hills, the starters for Randy Clausen and the Elks. And for Nick Schroeder and the Crimson, their lineup for the second half of the season after Taiwan Pickford went down with an injury. Teron Pickford, his cousin, Ryan Bredensteiner, Reed Nico in the middle, Jack Hutchison, and Brad Davison. And
they're going to start Ryan Bredensteiner, who's 6'4", got those long arms. He's going to get the tough task of guarding Matt Keller to start with. And I think I like that move just with a little bit more length. Sometimes that bothers the jump shot, you know, because you're used to shooting, you know, unless your name is Steph Curry, you're used to having a little bit more space to get that shot off. So I like that starting lineup. We'll see how that matchup plays out. You know, and on the flip side, you know, and you could say this for most games. I mean, there's a few teams that have big size, but Reed Nichols is going to have the size advantage in 90% of the games he plays in. And I always think it's beneficial to Maple Grove if they start early going down to him. Even if he doesn't score, just getting that defense to collapse. Seeing, you know, we've done a couple Maple Grove games. We haven't seen Jack Hutchison really get off this year offensively. Maybe you play inside out, you end up getting a couple of nice jump shots.
So look at Nick Schroeder, looking to bring his team to the second state tournament with him as a coach. Maple Grove has made 3 appearances in the state tournament overall. Elk River has made 7.
Well, I can still tell you, Jay, that the best high school performance I've ever seen was your alma mater, Elk River, Skip Schaefbauer back in the early 90s, mid-90s.
Yep, 1993 state tournament.
Phenomenal.
That was their first state tournament appearance. And here we go. Nico controls the tip. Brad Davison has it, and we are underway. They quickly look to double Davison, and that forces a quick turnover. Boy, so many teams say we want to take the ball out of Davison's hand, but they don't or can't do it.
Or what happens is he gets a rebound or gets it way in the front court, and he's able to get that head of steam going there. Nice walking it up. They run a second defender right at him. I like that strategy by Elk River.
Keller gets it back here with Bredensteiner on him.
And if you're Ryan Bredensteiner, you have what they call a whiteout, where you do not help off of a guy like Matt Keller, who's such a good shooter. You have no help responsibility. You have to stay home on a guy like that.
Kicked over to the left side. Baseline drive, and the jumper put up and good by Delane, as he's able to drop it over Davison.
Yeah, and he's averaging in double figures. He's 6'3", so he's got some good height, some good length too. And I think that's what you got to do. You got to attack Brad Davison on the defensive end, make him play both ends of the floor.
Nick Schroeder calling out a set as Davison comes back to get it here. They want to go inside, and they do. To Nico, ball stripped away though. Keller came with the weak side help. And Nico able to deny that drive attempt by Pink, and here come the Crimson. Davison pulls up in the lane and hits.
Just a great pace right there, nice and slow. You know, that's a play I think earlier in his career he would have tried to get all the way to the rim. They're recognizing there's 3 defenders. He stops, pops, hits that little mid-range. That's a nice bucket.
Pink is going to step out and shoot that 3. Not able to hit it, but rebound grab there by the Elks. Delane. They'll get another crack. Here's Keller squeezing off a jumper. Short. And Delane wins the race to the rebound. His jumper will fall.
How about his effort so far? He's got both buckets, a couple of offensive rebounds, beat Brad Davis. You don't see someone beat Brad Davis into the basketball very often. Big time effort.
Davison shooting it up from deep, no good, and rebounded by Keller, and here come the Elks.
A great box out by Trent Pick, keeping the bigger Reed Nico off the offensive glass. And here's a matchup too. Pink can shoot, and he can get to the basket. He's going to force Nico to play out on the perimeter defensively.
Hills coming to get it, hands it over to Pink, thought about it. Delane cut off. Now Morrell with Pickford up to check him. Both teams will run relatively slow offenses, and I don't, slow probably not the right word, but deliberate.
Yep.
Pink attacking off the glass, no good, and Davison knocks the rebound to the corner and chases it down. Hutchison trying to go to Bredensteiner, but intercepted. Delane did a nice job of dropping down.
Oh, he's been a ball of energy here to start the game. That time, great job. That would have been a for sure layup for Bredensteiner. And Delane, just great effort, cuts it off, gets the steal.
Across to Pink, and he gets it to drop. Nice feed from Hills.
It almost looked like that was going to be the second one in a row to kind of rim out on him. But yeah, you could see Pink being aggressive early offensively, forcing Reed Nico to defend him and not allowing him to go be a help side defender.
Pickford around the horn. Hutchison goes back for Pickford. Back out top, and Elk River able to recover and get their defensive shape back how they wanted it. Here's the lob for Nico, but it slipped through his fingers.
And I actually think that hurts Maple Grove because, you know, Jack Hutchison has to shoot that open three. Teron Pickford needs to be aggressive offensively. There's a reaching foul on Brad Davison, a nice backdoor cut.
So look at Randy Clausen, 18th season, 33rd season as a coach. Is the head girls coach at Elk River. Took them to a state runner-up finish in 1990, and after Wally Trocco retired, he took over as the boys coach and has done a nice job with their program as well. And the drive, and we get a foul from away from the play there.
Usually the referee right in front is going to make that call. That was called all the way from the other corner.
Bredensteiner picks it up.
You know, the other thing, too, that I think gets lost when you see teams that were blown out early in the year is they have a chip on their shoulder. They were embarrassed a little bit.
Keller throws it up left-handed, no good. Davison rebounds. Coach Clausen was saying he thinks this team has continued to improve throughout the year as Davison lays it in. Maybe better than any team that he's had, you know, from day one till now.
Yep, and a nice move, a nice kind of a Euro step along the baseline. Trent Pink had position. That's where you got to get that foot on the baseline to make sure there's no room.
Oh, Bredensteiner's blocks the three, and then Keller fouled him as well.
Well, there's that length that you and I were just talking about. There was some space there, but Bredensteiner with those long arms and being 6'4", watch him close down. This is the Brad Davison. Watch Pink. If he takes that one more step with his right foot, cuts that baseline off, and if there's an inch there, that young man will find it, and he knows how to finish.
You know it's been drilled into Bredensteiner's head in practice these last couple of days that you have to get out on Keller, and boy, he did that time.
Yeah,
There's Hutchison knocking down a two.
And here's why that's big. The person guarding Hutchison is help side on Reed Nichol. They're fronting him, and if Hutchison can come out, hit a couple of early shots, they're not going to be able to help off him. It's going to open up Reed Nichol down low.
Delane handing it over to Pink. 6-6 tie. Here's Keller cutting free and draws contact from Bredensteiner. That'll be the second. And so one of the things Coach Schroeder brought up, just like Brad Davison and Maple Grove, Keller is very good about drawing fouls. He's not really looking to make this shot here. He's just looking to go to the line.
And that's what great players do. You know when you have that contact, and all you have to do is go up. You know you're going to get a foul. He's clearly more Matt Keller than just a shooter. He's a scorer.
Free throw bounces around and drops his first point.
And here's another thing, too. When you are a great shooter, we've seen him miss a couple here early. Nothing better than getting to the free throw line, knocking that free throws down. All of a sudden, you got your rhythm, you got your confidence. Jack
Berger, 24, reporting in for Elk River. Bubba Horton, number 33 for Maple Grove. Keller's second free throw is also good. And Noah Ouija, number 15, comes in now for Elk River as well. So 8-6 lead here for the Elks as Davison hits the front court.
Little different pace than we covered last night, huh? When we saw Hopkins Cooper.
Here's the lob to Nico. Caught it in traffic and draws a foul. They didn't give up the dunk, but he still had room to catch it, and Pink will be called for the foul.
Well, that's one of those plays that I'm sure Elk River has seen on tape, so they know what's coming. And it was pretty well defended. You can't account for 6'10" being able to go up and get that, and how athletic that is. Even though he didn't get a dunk, knocks the first one down. To go up and get that and still come down and not travel, get a dribble up, and go right up. That's a pretty athletic move by the big fella.
Nico's second free throw, also good, so he ties things up here at 8 apiece. Morrell bringing it up here for Elk River. Keller getting a break for the moment. Back out to Delane here. Pink, backdoor pass, Ouija, but he missed the layup. Perfect setup, but couldn't finish. Davison getting a high ball screen. Now back out to Ron Pickford for three, and that's good.
Yeah, and that's big for him, being that second scorer that they need on the perimeter. But I thought that was a great decision by Brad. He could have pulled up from a kind of a tough mid-range, saw his teammate open, and Teron Pickford nails a big three.
Ouija gets it back out to Delane here as the Maple Grove fans liking the defensive effort as they have surged into the lead now. Pink with it out high.
And you can see Elk River is not much of a team that's going to break you down off the dribble and make plays. They get a lot of it out of their back doors and their movement and their flare screens, and they're very unselfish and they're a smart team.
Ouija shooting the three. That's good.
That's a great Elk River possession right there. It took about a minute and 10 seconds off the clock. 6-7 passes, nothing forced, and they get that kind of open look just out of executing their half-court offense.
And I think for both teams, you'll take a good shot if it arrives early. It isn't like they're necessarily trying to take the air out of the ball, but they're going to work things through until they create a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, but how many times do we see Maple Grove when you got Brad Davison who can break it down really at any point and either get a shot for himself or for somebody else?
And here's one for himself, no good, but rebounded by Horton, and then he's tied up. Hell ball will go to Elk River.
And there's that pass to Teron Pickford, who knocks down the three. And to come right back on the other end, you have Ouija, knocks down a big three as well. Both teams executing very efficiently.
Also checking in the game for the Crimson.
Joe Kramer, number 44, checks in for Elk River. Jared Martinson, 31 there you see for the Crimson to guard him. And Keller is back in there now handling the ball for the Elks. Evened up at 11. We've been close all the way here in this early going. Kramer is going to shoot up the three, and no good. Horton, another rebound. Davison back out to Horton, and here's Pickford. They return it to Davison here as he looks for a high ball screen again. Giving it over now, Hutchison and Davison. And we will get a foul as Davison tried to turn the corner. Foul on Ouija.
Elk River foul was stretch number 15, Noah Ouija. First personal.
And subbing in here will be Delane for Elk River. And Ouija will check back out. And the big guy Nico will come back in here for Maple Grove.
Number 51, Reed Nico.
Inbounded to Hutchison, dumps
nice
it
pass.
right down, and Nico is fouled. Boy, that was exactly what they wanted it. Particularly, I mean, they can get that anyway, but even with Pink out of there, even more so, that they're going to go right inside.
Well, it's a great underneath out of bounds play set. Watch, what you see is Reed Nico sets a down screen. They got to respect Hutchison, who's a great three-point shooter, and then Reed does a great job of sealing. And that post feed led him right to the ball. That was not an easy pass. Nice out of bounds play.
And Pink does immediately come back in. I think the substitution of those two guys may be matched up a little bit at times tonight. Osseo gets the second one to go, so he's 3 out of 4 at the line. Maple Grove up by 1. Keller, who hasn't been able to get on track yet, a couple free throws as yet, and had one of his threes blocked.
Oh,
nice baseline move and finish by Delane.
Yeah. And you can see Brad Davison saying, hey, did you see that hook there? It looked like that left arm got caught around him, but I think Brad not wanting to pick up a foul or thought he was going to get the defensive or the offensive foul called on it.
And of all the guys who really probably shouldn't bring that up, that would be the one. Hutchison back across. Horton's going to line up a three-pointer. Lefty hits.
Yep. And I'll tell you, the more that these other perimeter guys can knock shots down, the more that Elk River's defense is going to have to account for them later in the game. That's when guys like Brad Davison, Teron Pickford are going to have driving lanes to the basket.
Keller back out to Pink. Jumper from the wing is way off target there by Kramer, and here come the Crimson. Pickford attacking, and what do we have? Going to be a blocking foul. And that might be number 2 on Keller. No, actually it's going to be against Delane. Be his first. Team foul number 5.
5th team foul.
Yeah, it looked like Keller had pretty good position. I think they got, did they get the foul? Was that on Delane?
Yeah.
Yeah, from behind on that.
In and out for Pickford.
You know, whenever I played Jay and I got a foul, we got a foul called on us. I didn't think it was a foul, and the player would miss the free throw. You'd always say, nice and loud for the referee and the shooter, the ball doesn't lie, right?
Pickford goes 1 for 2, and it's a 3-point Crimson lead. Wyatt Morrell bringing it up here for Elk River as they get into their offensive set. And Nickel will be called for the foul. Hills, there's no way he was going to get all the way to the other side, but he realized if he went up straight on the left side, it was going to get blocked, so he did a good job drawing a foul.
I'll tell you what's impressive. Elk River does. They set some great up screens or back screens, and the ball's going to be on the wing, and they lead them right to the basket. And I think when you have a great shooter like Matt Keller, you're so hesitant to help and leave him that it often, the guy that's breaking on the screen gets wide open. And Blake Hills, he knew the big fella was there.
Elk River as a team shoots 72% from the line, which in close playoff games, you like that.
Yep.
Hand off to Hutchison and now Pickford. Davison looking to attack, swings it around. Hutchison, an open 3 from the corner, and it's good.
Those are big. Those are huge for his confidence. And he shot the ball really well the last couple games here in the playoffs. But a great pass, too. There's nowhere to go for Davison. Had a good angle and a nice bounce pass. Hutchinson creates good spacing and knocks down his second shot.
Keller lets it rip, and no good. Horton grabs another rebound. And the official goes down. It's going to be an offensive foul. That would have been number 2 on Keller. Instead, it is an offensive charge and a kind of a humorous ending to this one as the official went into that paper sign. And
nice athletic ability by that referee, but a great play by Matt Keller. That's anticipation, defensive anticipation. And remember, he's got 1 foul, so he's risking getting that second foul here pretty early. And that's a nice play defensively.
Oops, travel there. Yeah, he changed his mind and starting to pass. Delane dragged the pivot foot, definitely. Seven and a half to play in the first half. Nick Schroeder and the Crimson leading by 4. Davison kicking it across. Pickford will shoot another 3. This time not there, and Keller boards it. Delane traveled again. Yeah, he took a couple steps when he caught it. And it wasn't really necessary there, I didn't think.
No, but it's kind of like football. Sometimes you're in transition. You're excited because you think you might have an angle, and you got to put that ball down first. It has happened to all of us that have played, and it doesn't feel like a travel, but when you see the replay, you know clearly there is a shuffling of the feet.
Horton hands it back to Brad Davison here. Nico coming out for that high screen. Pickford lost it off his foot going down the baseline.
Both teams a little sloppy the last couple possessions, turning the ball over. A couple of travels off the foot. It seems like Brad Davison's made a conscious effort to try to get others involved, doesn't it? I mean, we've seen him get off to starts where he's attacking the rim and pulling up for those jump shots. It seems like he's kind of trying to facilitate right now, trying to get everyone else some touches here early on.
Yeah, I would agree. And then it gets to crunch time. He'll be a little more likely to try and, create things and be more aggressive. Here's a jumper from the corner, won't drop. As Delane's attempt, and Horton has been really good on the defensive glass since he came in.
Bubba Horton's 6'3", but doesn't he look like he's about 6'5" out there? He's got good height.
Yeah, great baseball player. D1 baseball player.
Good athlete. Nice box out by Trent Pink there, keeping Reed Nico off the offensive glass.
Been stuck at this score for a while now. Some empty trips back and forth for both teams. Dribble picked up and get it to Pink at the high post. They've done a nice job on Keller so far, that's for sure. Pink going right into Nico. It was blocked. Jump ball will go to Maple Grove. You can see the idea behind that, but it's just very tough to get it over him.
It is, but if you're going to attack him, given that you can't go deliberately slow and into his body like that, you got to try to use your quickness or use your jump shooting. Force Reed Nico out of his car. That's his comfort zone right there at the basket. And you're going to attack him. You got to go hard and use your quickness.
So look at how these teams advance. Maple Grove, no problem in the first round. Rogers gave him quite a game. Elk River downing Buffalo, and then a pretty decent Brainerd team to get to this point.
Both Rogers and Brainerd, really tough teams, and both of these guys, they beat excellent teams in the semifinals, and they're very deserving to be in here.
Maple Grove, their previous championship was when they were in, or most recent one was when they were in Section 8, and then they haven't been in it very often, but in 2011 they did beat Buffalo up at St. Cloud State to get to that. Both of these teams, more so Elk River, but they're kind of on that northwest corner of the metro, so they're the ones that end up being shifted up with the central Minnesota or northwestern Minnesota teams.
And it worked out great for our TV station because we cover a number of teams out, being in different sections. And it's also good because I feel like the talent gets spread out. You're getting some of the best teams, instead of playing each other in the section finals, hopefully we'll meet in the state tournament. So I think it's really worked out nicely.
And Maple Grove, of course, when they were put into this section, they heard all the whispers too. Oh, they got moved into an easier section, but boy, I tell you, I don't know that there's any easy one, really.
We found that out.
Horton over to Davison. Pickford. Hutchison thought about that long three. Around the horn they come. Hutchison.
He's got to shoot that.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
he's got to shoot that. He's such a good shooter.
Horton giving it to Nico.
Straight up with it.
All kinds of traffic, and he scores.
Even though he scored there, you see how he paused and brought that ball down. I think at that point he's got that kind of position. Keep the ball high, chin it, as they used to say, and a little jump hook, but he still was able to power up and through. That might have been the shortest pass I've ever seen in high school basketball.
It was almost a handoff, really. Pink. Gonna shoot that three, and he hits.
That's what he's got to do. He's got to knock one or two of those down. Now Reed Nico will have to come out and contest that. That's when you shot fake and you try to blow by him with some speed.
Hutchison out to Horton for three. That one's off the rim and rebounded by Delane. So Elk River down by 3 as Keller slowly walks it up court here. Keller looked inside, now looking to attack. Pickford, though, staying right with him. Keller had it swatted by Nico. Good defense by Pickford first, and then Nico just coming over, and that was actually rather easy for Big Reed.
Yeah, and you can see, look at Pickford. I'm actually lucky that wasn't an offensive foul on Matt Keller. But Pickford's got excellent quickness, and he's able to just stay in front of Keller. Excellent defense. Yep.
Offense there, yes. Pickford standing his ground, and Keller gave him such an obvious hip. You have to call that.
And here's why that was done, is that at the end of that last play, Coach Schroeder was telling the referee that's offensive. He's leaning the whole time. So the referee's just thinking that way, and then sure enough, as soon as Keller gets the ball, that's the first thing he does. Easy call for the referee, and the second foul on him.
See if they'll sit him for the rest of the half here with those two, or a little under 4 minutes to go. Davison back out to Horton. Davison into the lane, pull up from 14, and it is good. And you have the feeling he can kind of get that
whenever he wants.
When he really.
He's slow, he's deliberate, he's attacking that spot, gets a little bit of separation there, and he's got good elevation on that mid-range jump shot. It's a hard play to defend. If you can make that shot consistently in high school, you're hard to defend.
And he's got decent enough size and strength for a point guard that most guys guarding him have trouble sticking right with that.
And he's smart. He gets that little bit of body in front of him, and he's got a little push off as well. He's a physical guard, but he's got good quickness. And the thing is he's smart. You know, and you know to get to a spot, that's a spot he knows he can make shots from. He knows how to create space there as well.
And Nico will be called for the body foul there as Delane took it at him. That'll be his second.
Yeah, that's a poor call. How are you supposed to defend any better than that? You know, we always talk about if your arms extend, that's easy. That time, that was straight up. And as a defender, you're allowed to hold your ground.
And if anything, he was almost backing up.
Yeah. And again, there, the ball doesn't lie. But, I mean, it's a heads-up play by Delane, right? You're attacking Reed, and they know if Reed Nichols out of the game, that's a big advantage for Elk River. So a smart play. I didn't think that was the right call.
Second one is good. So 7 points for Zeke Delane here for Elk River. They are down by 4 here as we approach 2:45 to go in the opening half. The Section 8 4A Boys Championship here on 12 Sports. We'll have Osseo Mounds View, the Section 5 final coming up too. That one's being played Friday night at Rogers. Davison steps into a 3 here, and it is good.
Well, and see what set that up is the previous drive, same kind of footwork, only he drives, right? So you got to respect his drive. He gives you that little pause. You back up as a defender, and he's got that range where he can knock that down. Really a hard player to defend one-on-one.
Pink with a tough finish there. Martinson got his hand on top of the ball, but he scored it anyway.
Well, Trent Pick, he's a strong kid. He's 6'4", but he's strong. And he's their second leading scorer, averaging almost 13 a game, and he's given them a nice production here with 7 points early.
Under 2 now to go in the first half. Maple Grove by 5. Hutchison, a tough pull-up here, and it's no good, and controlled by Pink on the rebound. Pink spinning around Martinson. Layup is good.
Well, he's starting to get some confidence going, Jay. And that's what happens. You make a couple of shots. He's making some good moves. Now he knocked that 3-point shot down, and 9 big first half points.
Davison stepping back and in and out, and boarded by Delane. And Elk River chance to cut the lead further here, down by 3. Knocked away but recovered by Morrell here for the Elks. Under a minute now to play. Pitch it inside, off the glass, and good by Hills. And it's a 1-point lead now for the Crimson. Looks like they may hold for one here, as certainly appears to be the case. 30 seconds to go in this first half. Hutchison, you know Davison will come back to get it and get them into their offense. Under 15 as Davison eyes the clock here, and we'll get started. Davison's going to pull up for a three, and he knocks it down. Clutch shot by Davison, and that is going to do it for the first half, as Davison's three will give Maple Grove a 29-25 lead. Just kind of rocking it back and forth, and then steps up and confidently pops that three-pointer for the Crimson. Dozen points in the first half for Brad Davison. Let's go down now to Ryan, who's made his way down to the baseline with Coach Schroeder.
All right, thanks, Jay. How big was that three there, right there, before the half?
That's a big shot. We're not playing well right now. We're playing tentative. Guys are wide-eyed right now. Hopefully, we get calmed down. A big moment, exciting game. We'll calm down in the second half. We'll be okay.
I thought you did a nice job on their leading scorer, really getting a hand and contesting every one of his shots.
Yeah, he's a good player. We got to be there on every catch. Anytime he rises up, we're going to rise with him. We did a good job on him.
Last thing, you've been in a lot of big games with this group of guys. What do you go in at halftime with your season on the line? What are you telling these kids right now?
Oh, we've been here. We know how to do it. We've done it before. Calm down. Play your game.
Go get it done. Thanks, Coach Schroeder. All right, Jay, we're back up to you.
Thank you very much, Ryan, and thanks to Nick Schroeder as well. We'll be hearing from Randy Clausen as well here. 29-25, Maple Grove over Elk River at halftime of the Section 8 Championship. We'll be back with more of our coverage of high school basketball here on 12 Sports.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
And welcome back here to St. Michael Albertville High School as Maple Grove leads Elk River 29-25 at halftime. Check out our first half highlights in this one. Pretty good first half for Zeke Delane here as he hits one of his three field goals there. A little baseline shot early. And Pickford stepping up and nailing one beyond the arc there for the Crimson. And off the bench, only bench points there for Noah Ouija for Elk River, knocking down a three. And they get another hoop from Delane there.
I thought Delane was tough. I thought he was real active, full of energy, and had some big buckets too.
Bubba Horton played well off the bench for Maple Grove. And has settled into a groove. And then here's the half-ending big three by Brad Davison. Not only did he make it, but he used up all the time, so Elk River had no chance coming back the other way.
You know, I know Nick Schroeder very well, been a friend of his for a long time. It's the most distraught I've seen him at halftime before. And I think, you know, he said, hey, we're playing tentatively as you look at the leading scorers there for both teams. But the one thing I keep in mind, you're up 4 still. As frustrated as you might be, you're still up 4 at half.
So we'll come back with more basketball here, second half in a moment. The winner goes to the state tournament in Class 4A. We'll be right back.
Million Americans will suffer from an eating disorder at some point in their lives. The National Eating Disorders Association has the information and resources to steer people and their families toward the road to recovery.
Hi, I work at the NEDA helpline. We have something called Click to Chat, which is a live chat with someone on the helpline, and they're really able to get support.
Call or visit the NEDA website today for help and hope.
It's a double band night here. Elk River and Maple Grove bands on hand here tonight as the Crimson lead the Elks 29-25 at halftime here of our Section 8 championship game. And let's go back down now to Ryan with Randy Clausen.
All right, thanks, Jay. Coach, you're down 4 at halftime. Obviously, the first time you played them a lot earlier in the year, down 4 at half. Are you pretty happy with where you guys are at, or what do you think they could have done better in the first half?
Well, I'm happy with our effort and the way we're defending. Offensively, we got to be a little more efficient. We had a couple of bad possessions there, and give Maple Grove credit. They're defending hard, and they're making it tough on us to get our looks. But we just got to be a little bit more, I think, disciplined and patient offensively, and don't settle for shots. Get the shot that we want.
Now Keller obviously averaging 23 per game. They put some length on him early on. How do you get him in the flow here offensively in the second half?
Well, I think he just has to be a little bit better using his screens, and there's a little bit better movement off the ball. And give them credit. They come in, they decided they're going to lock him down, and they're making it tough on him to get some looks. And hopefully in the second half we can do a couple things for him to help him get some better looks at the basket.
You got 18 minutes to decide if you guys get to continue on playing. What'd you tell the kids at halftime?
It's right there for us.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. All right, back to you, Jay.
Thank you very much, Ryan, and Coach Clausen as well. And certainly he's been through a lot of section games and everything too. And not time to panic, but we get a look at our stats in the first half, and Maple Grove knocking down 5 out of 9 from 3 is a big stat there. And also, obviously, they've been more efficient offensively, shooting in the upper 50%. So definitely a more efficient offense, I think, for Maple Grove in that first half. But obviously anybody's ball game to go here, 29-25. And you like some things your team did, you don't like some others your team did in that first half.
Yeah, I'm shocked. Did you see 17 field goal attempts for Maple Grove? I used to get that in the half individually. I mean, that's
before the game started.
No, I mean, that's just not a lot of actual shot attempts. So they're playing at a deliberate pace as well. Yeah, I would expect to see really both teams come out a little bit more aggressive offensively. Maybe some of the stars, I think you'll see Brad Davison try to get it right from the beginning. I would not be shocked to see Matt Keller get some good looks here to start the second half.
Driving it here, and a double dribbler carry. Yes, a carry on Keller as Davison got over in his way.
Well, I mean, you can tell that's their focus was defending him tonight, and he's getting a little frustrated. They need to try to get him some, whether it's an open look. That's going to be the third foul.
Keller, a silly foul there as he got locked up with Hutchison trying to deny that pass to the wing, and he just not a good foul to take right there at all.
Well, that's part of the frustration, right? You're struggling offensively. It's a great effort, but you can see there was plenty of contact beforehand. Elk River choosing to keep him in the game, which I like. I like you keep your star that's gotten you here, keep him in the game.
Here's the lob underneath, and Nico is fouled by Delane. That'll be his second, so Elk River picking up a few quick ones early here.
That's such a tough play to defend because Reed Nico's getting a side screen on the baseline, and the defender's trying to cheat ahead. Instead, they just throw it right over the top. So you cannot cheat that play.
Davison brings it back out here to reset. Powers his way into the lane, and he was fouled by Hills. He got him on his hip and just kept going.
Yep. He's too strong, and he does a nice job too. Is he'll kind of cuff that ball. Watch, see him cuff that ball in his left hand. Whereas a lot of players wouldn't even be able to get a shot attempt off there. Brad's able to go through that contact and get to the free throw line.
Davison a dozen in the first half, adds a free throw here.
And think about how different last year's section loss to Wayzata. Remember Brad Davison came out, what did he have, 30 in the first half, right? And it was amazing individual performance. Tonight, just totally feeling what his team needs. He's obviously scoring. He's got 14 here already, but just looking to get guys involved. He's playing in the rhythm of the offense. Just a really solid, efficient game so far.
Morrell trying to go into pink. Nico got a hand on that one. Berger in there early in the second half for Elk River. As Keller has now gotten a little breather. Pink stepping back, he traveled. Shuffled him as he backpedaled to get behind the line.
That's the negative effect of the three-point line, right? He caught it, take the shot, you're open. So what if it's a two-point? It was a good shot, it was in rhythm. Instead you try to back up to get that three-point shot, which I understand, but it ends up being a turnover. They had the high-low right there.
Davison will shoot the three short, and Delane reaches out to grab it. So the lead stays at 6 here as Elk River comes to the front court. See how long they go with Keller on the bench. Drive to the baseline and a foul on Pickford as Wyatt Morrell just kept it going on the dribble, and they got a little bump. And pretty tightly called.
Yeah, and it's a great move, but when you hear that whistle, you got to extend like you're shooting. Oh, and they're giving him 2 shots. Wow. That was clearly a pass, wasn't it, after he got that contact? I was going to say, you got to extend that you're going to shoot even if you're not to get to the free throw line, but they're giving it to him anyways.
Free throw good. That's Morrell's first point of the game.
I mean, it's a great drive. Watch at the end of this. He gets the foul, and you can see he's passing the ball. That is clearly not a shot attempt.
And in and out on the second. So 5-point Crimson lead. Davison looking to the bench. So call out a play. Pickford to the corner, Hutchison. And Davison flashing wide open at the top, and he's going to make that most times.
And what made that play, they were looking high-low. Blake Hills, number 12 on Elk River, who was guarding Davison, went to help on that lob. And Brad saw it, cut high, had a wide open look. That's the advantage of having a big fella when you can play 4 around 1.
Biggest lead of the night here from Maple Grove. Down the baseline, Nico with the block as Delane tried to draw a foul but didn't get it. Maple Grove trying to really open this one up a little bit right now. Hutchison bouncing it over. Bredensteiner attacks, scores, and one. Fouls Delane's third as well, so everything working out in that play for the Crimson. And they go up by double figures, and Bredensteiner will try and complete the 3-point play.
Well, both Elk River defenders went up. I don't know how they missed that ball. Bredensteiner kind of pumped a little bit. You know, and Ryan Bredensteiner really forced into the starting lineup when Tawan Pickford went down. I think he plays a really important role on this Maple Grove team. He's not a big scorer, but he's long. A lot of times he'll guard the other team's best perimeter player. He gets rebounds and a big-time 3-point play right there.
So Maple Grove by 11. Trying to blow this thing open early in the second half. Dribble picked up, thrown away.
Well, this is where a guy like Matt Keller has to demand the basketball, and he's got to get something going for this Elk River offense right now because they're stagnant. There's nowhere for him to go, and they're used to him being in that 20s. And right now he has not had a good offensive game, only two points.
Yeah, no field goal, just 2 free throws. Back out to Pickford. Davison kicks it across. Hutchison open for a 3, and in and out. Rebound fought for. Pink got it out of there to Keller. Keller drives and is cut off. Almost threw it away. And Nico easily swatting that one as Hills brought it to him. Davison, corner to Hutchison. Back out to Brad Davison. And good decision there. The D got back, so you just reset. Now Bredensteiner stepping in from 14, and he hits.
Nice rhythm, nice shot fake, mid-range jump shot, and he's fired up. He scored back-to-back buckets. There's just nowhere for Matt Keller to go on offense. He's not overly quick, and there's a timeout by Elk River, but he's smart, and he uses his body so well. And Maple Grove staying down on him, there just has not been any space for Matt Keller to get going.
Another look at that one as Nico knocking it off the glass, and it leads to a run back the other way. And eventually the shot for Bredensteiner.
Nice shot, nice rhythm. He didn't rush it right there. Big time shot for the junior, who's getting a lot of valuable minutes this year, which is only going to help him going into next year as well. You know, and this is where, if you're Elk River, let's not forget they're 23-5 on the year. So they've beaten some really good games, some good teams. You've seen Matt Keller have big games against Osseo, against some other really good teams. So he's capable of doing it. They need him to step up here with just over 14 minutes left. You know, it seems like a lot, right? 13 points. That's less than a point a minute, right? So it's not, you don't got to get it all back right now. You just got to make mini runs, put together a couple of stops here, and offensively is where they got to figure it out. They only scored 26 points up to this point in the game.
Keller will bring it up here for Elk River. Kind of do or die time for them as they've fallen behind now by 13. They were down 4 at half. Here's Keller stepping back and he nails a three.
That's exactly what they needed. Out of the timeout, hey, Matt Keller, this is the last 14 minutes you got left in high school potentially. We need you to go out in style, and he came right into it. Did you see the rhythm and the confidence that he shot that with? That's huge.
Davison giving it over to Pickford. Davison pitches it back. Jack Hutchison for three. That one's short. Ouija rebounds here for Elk River. And Pink's going to let it rip, and he hits.
That's their game. And then again, we said Trent Pink can knock that shot down, and he's forcing the 6'10" Reed Nico to come out and defend that. And by making a couple of those, now he's going to have a pump fake and maybe some driving lanes, and that's the kind of life Elk River needed here, the confidence to get back into this game, gets their crowd back into the game as well.
Seemed as though that timeout was effective.
Yep.
Davison driving it. Little step back on the baseline. Oh, that's tough.
That's just great offense right there. And you can't press up on him because he's too strong and he's too quick to get around you. And he gets by you, you go to recover, and then there's that little step back. Creates about 3 feet of space. Just a beautiful offensive move.
Inside, they were too late with the pass.
It was there.
The lane was open, but about a second too late. Oh, Pickford, a strong move and finish.
You know, he's that other perimeter guy, and maybe not tonight, but going forward in the state tournament, Teron Pickford is going to be very valuable, very key to Maple Grove's offensive ability to score points with some of these best teams in the state.
Underneath, and this time they do find Delane.
And they were still about 2 seconds late on it. Delane was wide open and still able to hold off Davison and get the layup.
They were really looking for Keller out top, but Maple Grove fought through the screen enough to make it a difficult pass.
But that's why Dwayne's getting open. It's because they're helping. They want to make sure they eliminate the open look for Matt Keller.
Pickford attacking, layup good.
Trent Pig, the help side defender, has got to come out another couple of feet and cut that penetration off.
I think he was worried about
the lob
over his head.
Yeah, you worry about that, but you end up giving up a layup.
Here's Pink attacking, no good, and Nico boards it.
Yeah. You see Elk River fans are thinking that was a foul. That was more of a foul than the 2 he did get called for in the first half.
All evens out maybe, huh? Or at least that's what you're hoping. Back up by 11 now, Maple Grove, after a little mini run by Elk River had given them life. Davison driving, scores it, and a foul, I think. Or offensive foul. But
offensive foul, first replaces number 34, Brad Davison. His second personal. Team second.
That's a good move, and that's a good defensive play as well. Sliding over, knowing that Davison can get to the hole. I just don't like that when you leave your feet and the guy slides over. You know, I think he should be rewarded for getting that far to the basket.
Here's Keller, blocked by Nico. It almost, did it hit him? Yes, it did hit Keller, so it'll be Crimson ball.
How many blocks do you think Reed Nico has on the air where he doesn't even jump? And just at his length. You know, our guys don't know he's there, and he's so tentative, and he doesn't want to pick up a foul, so he doesn't even jump. And he's just got such long arms. He's become a really, really great shot blocker.
Martinson in now to give him a breather. Pink is out too for Elk River. So 45-34, they triple team Davison. Pickford, and we'll get a blocking foul. It's going to go against Keller. That'll be his fourth.
And that's not a good foul. You're not going to get the charge call right there, and he's got to know how valuable he is offensively. You can see he was in the process of reaching on it. That's an easy call. And you can't do that when you got 3 fouls and you're the leader. You've got to be on the floor.
Well, and it brings back to mind the third one he had when he got his arm locked up with Hutchison way out on the wing. Pickford has been hot of late here, driving it.
He's playing with really good patience. They're in no hurry.
Davison off the glass and good.
And you see how he, instead of extending to the basket, he faded away, not wanting to pick up a charge.
13-point Crimson lead, their biggest. Ouija on the baseline jumper, won't drop. Berger gets it back. And will shoot free throws. I think Martinson got him.
What an excellent step through by Jack Berger. It looked like he was looking to kick it. All of a sudden he realized if I step through these 2 defenders, I can get all the way to the rim. Just an excellent footwork and a chance to get to the free throw line.
Martinson will pick up the foul. He signaled 30, which they don't have one out there.
Watch this, Berger realizes right here, look at that reverse pivot and step through. The foul was on number 31, Jared Martinson, is who they, I think, meant to put it on.
Yeah, they eventually, and good job by the score table there to buzz and call the official over to, let's be sure on who we're signaling this one on. So Nico, after a short break, is back in. Pink back in too for Elk River. So the Crimson building the lead into double digits again here. Berger goes just 1 for 2. And so a 12-point advantage for Maple Grove. Under 9.5 to play in this one. Now Davison, they've done a nice job of spreading the floor. I mean, Davison's almost impossible to stop when you have to defend that much of the court one-on-one against him.
You know what I would do though, when he does get rid of it, I would try to deny him the ball back. He plays at such a good pace, knowing when the fight. Watch him, he'll hold this, back up, he senses there, he backs up. He just, when he's got the ball in his hands, you feel totally comfortable that he's not going to turn it over. That's what you feel comfortable. You feel comfortable that he's going to somehow find a way to do that. And you said it earlier, you feel like he could get that at any time here tonight.
49-35, Maple Grove students saying exactly what we're thinking. You can't stop him.
Yep. But I thought Elk River, Jay, was going to defend him. Remember the first play of the game? They ran that defender off at him, and they just completely got away from that.
Nico the block, fast break, Pickford layup, and a foul. And boy, that might about give Maple Grove the section championship. And we've got some time to go, obviously, but that one has the feel of a little bit of a dagger.
Oh, nice no-look pass by Hutchison. And Teron Pickford, he's 6 foot, 170, but he's got some strength to him. Look at this extra no-look right there. Good really kind of an unfortunate foul on Berger. He was just hustling down, but a nice job by Pickford to kind of go into him and get the contact. And it went from a 4-point lead at halftime, Jay, to 16 here with just over 8 minutes left to play.
Boy, and Elk River made that little run, hitting a couple of big shots, and then Maple Grove just really reassumed control right away. They have everything going their way right now.
And I think what's tricky, too, for Elk River is they're so used to Matt Keller being able to score, not at will, but pretty consistently. 23 points a game is a lot of points, and he's got 5 tonight, and he's not looked efficient. He's turned the ball over. And I think that kind of makes the whole offense discombobulated. They're not running at their same rhythm that they normally do.
So Pickford to try and complete the 3-point play here for the Crimson. And he does exactly that. So he has 7 points in the second half, and it's 52-35. What had been a tight game throughout the first half and early second. Maple Grove just blowing it open. Keller is back in there. He's going to pull up and shoot it, and is fouled. Bredensteiner picks up his third. He felt like he had done all that he wanted to do there defensively, but Keller.
He can sell it too. I think that's part of it. We see Brad Davison do that a lot too. Good players know how to sell that.
Checking back in the game for the Elks, number 12, Blake Hills.
Hills will come back into the lineup here for Elk River. And again, they go 1 out of 2, and Davison will rebound.
I'll tell you, Matt Keller hasn't had a great night shooting the ball, but he's got one of the purest looking jump shots as far as his form and his footwork. He's really a pretty picture to watch.
Nico coming out to help out now. Bredensteiner, and back to Davison.
And that's where they got to deny him that, I think. I think if you make Pickford or you make, anyone else, Hutchison or Martinson, control the pace, it's totally different. But Brad has just such a commandness of this offense, and that's going to be the 5th foul, I believe, on Matt Keller. Wow.
He will foul out with just 6 points. Averages 23 a game, just not his night. And he will check out for what appears to be the final time as an Elk River Elk.
And you see his crowd giving him a standing ovation. That's, as a senior, that's, you dream about going out, making a big shot, getting to the state tournament. It's a tough thing, and he, sometimes you have one of those nights. We've all had them, and it's just unfortunate in a big game like that, because Matt Keller, I was talking to Nick Schroeder before the game. He said this kid is as tough and as pure of a shooter as we might play all year long. And you could tell how Maple Grove defended him, that they respected the heck out of him. And it was very imperative that they do not let him get into a rhythm.
Davison buries the free throw. 24 points now for him.
Doesn't it feel like he has 40? I mean, maybe it's because they only have 54 as a team, and he's got about half of them. But I looked up, I thought I'd see him in the high 30s, low 40s, and he's got 25. And it just feels like he's got a lot more.
Bredensteiner the steal. Pickford won't go on the layup. Nico to put back. 20-point advantage here for the Crimson. Pink crossing it over. The floater won't go. And out off of Nico. It will stay with Elk River.
Oh, nice move by Trent Pink. And he's been a bright spot here tonight offensively. Hit a couple of threes. That time he used his quickness, got by Reed Nico, just couldn't get the shot to fall.
Elk River takes a timeout here. It'd be interesting to see if they, you feel like they almost have to change something now. I don't think they probably feel that it would be too easy to press Maple Grove, but I think you have to give something like that a shot.
Yeah, at this point, we're down 20 with under 7 minutes left. Yeah, I think you try to run and jump and try to speed and leave. If nothing else, you speed Maple Grove up. And even if they score, right now it becomes a possession. You got to get more possession. But I don't think, they've held Maple Grove to 56. It's their issue tonight has been offensively. Especially now with Keller fouled out of the game. Where is that who's going to create that offense for the Elks? Unless Skip Schaefbauer comes back at the age of, what would he be, about 42 now, 43? Somewhere in that range. If he could come back, do you think Skip Schaefbauer could play right now in this game and be effective? That's the question. I always wonder that, guys, I always wonder if I went back and played right now in high school, just being a little bit older, out of shape a little bit, slower. Much better looking though, of course, but,
Morrell inbounding. And we're going to get an offensive foul with the hook.
Yep.
You spotted that earlier from Delane, and he got away with one in the first half. And that'll be his 4th foul as he hooked his arm around the defender.
There's a way to do it where it doesn't appear like a hook. But when you clearly wrap that around, that's an easy call for the referee. And you see, like Brad, if you watch Brad's left arm, he pushes off a lot, but he does it in a subtle way where it's hard to call.
They do look to trap here, and Pickford was fouled. And they'll send him to the free throw line here. Call goes against Hills, his third.
You know, here's the question, Jay. Let's say Elk River starts this game over and they run a second defender at Davison every possession. Do you think the outcome's any different? Maybe not in this game. Maybe Maple Grove still has enough.
I think Maple Grove's good enough that they would find, be able to take advantage of that. But you're right. Certainly the more you can take it out of his hands, the better off you generally are, no matter which team you are.
But Maple Grove has, Teron Pickford, Bubba Horton came in, Jack Hutchison, Ryan Bredensteiner. But wouldn't you want to make them be the decision makers and making the plays? Easier said than done. But I've yet to see someone do that to Maple Grove. And I think a lot of that's a testament to Brad Davison, because he doesn't let you take the ball out of his hands.
There's Delane finishing with the layup there. He's going left and then came back to the right hand. Little acrobatic shot. Here comes that second defender. They get it to Hutchison. And they're going to have a foul. Oh, I'm on the sideline, looks like.
But there you go. There's that strategy again, right? You force someone else to make decisions. And granted, Maple Grove's got some really good other players. But I think I take my chances with that over letting Brad Davison slowly and methodically just beat me down.
Delane shooting the three, and he hits.
He's had a really nice game. He's got 14. He averages just under 11. So he's really, him and Trent Pick have really been the two bright stars offensively for Elk River.
17-point lead, though, for the Crimson. Oh, Hutchison was wide open underneath. Knocked out of bounds as Delane kind of ran through Davison there, but no foul, looks like, just out of bounds. Probably not how they drew that one up, but it wound up in the right spot.
You can see Nick Schroeder is recognizing what Elk River's doing. This is where you'll see some type of backdoor. You'll see some give and goes. That's the thing. When you pass the ball, your guy goes and traps. You follow right behind him. It's a good way to attack out of that kind of against that kind of a defense. The interesting thing that's going to be is let's say Osseo wins tomorrow night. So you have Osseo, who's undefeated. You have Hopkins, who's lost one game to Wayzata but beat Apple Valley. You have Apple Valley, who hasn't lost to anyone else. But how does that seeding look like? What more could Osseo have done? They won every game. They did everything he asked. But there's just something about Hopkins and I think Apple Valley where those coaches view those as the number 1 and 2. Interesting to see how that seeding will play out.
See, Maple Grove continues to be efficient all night long, including making nearly half of their threes. So strong performance here by the Crimson.
Yeah, you're not going to lose many games that you shoot 65% from the field, and also 12 of 14 at the free throw line, almost 86%.
Dollar pizza at the concession stand.
Well, if we have a power outage and the lights go out, we'll still be able to see because of the bright colors of the Maple Grove student section.
Inbounded to Davison here. Oh, play on. Quite a bit of contact there. Bredensteiner and Pickford will bring it back out. And there's a foul taken by...
No, they stepped out of bounds.
Kramer coming back in here for Elk River. Berger cut off. Morrell will shoot the three. Pickford might have got a piece of that, or at least bothered it, and out off of Elk River. So this one going to have a long bit of garbage time here as for a section final, looks like, as This one pretty much in the books for Maple Grove with about 5 minutes to play.
And don't you give Maple Grove's defense a lot of credit tonight, Jay? I mean, I haven't seen Elk River have an open look yet. You know, when I saw Elk River play, you know, St. Michael Albertville, and they got a lot of open, uncontested looks. There's a blocking foul.
That'll be number 5 on Zeke Delane.
I'll tell you what's interesting. If you know, as soon as that play happened, as soon as Brad gets his foul, watch him hold up the number 5 here right afterwards. Right there. He knows how many fouls everyone on the other team had. I mean, I think that part of his game is so underrated. There's another senior. You can see the emotion, all the years, all the memories. It's a powerful moment when you know that's your last moment that you're playing high school basketball.
Davison's free throw good.
But no, don't you agree, Jay? I mean, his mental capacity is a big reason. I mean, that's why he's a quarterback. That's why he's a really good basketball player. You know, there's some players that don't even know how many fouls they have in a game, much less how many the opposing guards have. Or
Pink looking to drive it. Nico just defended, and then a foul on Elk River as Hutchison was tripped up trying to come out of there. I think it'll be on Kramer.
Elk River fouls number 44, Joe Kramer. His first personal.
They just haven't had success either going at Nico defensively. He's done a nice job of just playing long and tall and not picking up fouls.
Hutchison short. That one Horton will check back in.
And you wonder too, at what point does Nick Schroeder maybe take Brad Davison out of the game? We've seen that before though, when they've been up or down quite a bit, leaving Brad in. And
back to a 20-point game. Kramer back out top. Pink driving, kicks it to Morrell. And right back for Pink. Short, Morrell boards it though. And we'll get a hand check call on Bredensteiner, his 4th. Only the 5th team foul though on Maple Grove here in the second half.
Crimson foul jersey number 10.
Bredensteiner out, Pickford back in here for Maple Grove. You never really quite feel comfortable with even a 20-point lead at this point if you're a coach. I mean, you're still feeling like, you know, we can't let them back in this.
I feel pretty comfortable about it if I was coaching.
Well, true. Here's Davis.
You always wonder, what's that line? You know, hey, no matter what, we've seen a lot of crazy things happen, but, you know, you're up 20. And, you know, against a team like Apple Valley or Hopkins, no, I would never feel comfortable because they can score in such a hurry. But, you know, the way Elk River's playing with 2 of their seniors and leading scorers already fouled out, I think you feel pretty comfortable.
Horton will go to the free throw line here. And free throw is good. And second one, no good. So 62-41. Hills keeps the dribble alive, then goes to the corner. Davison reaching in and will be called for the foul, his 3rd.
Crimson fouls on number 34, Brad Davison. 3rd personal, 6th team foul.
Team foul number 6, so they've done a nice job defending and also not fouling. Kramer's pull-up won't go, and Pickford grabs it. Davison throws it across to Pickford as the double was coming. Nico handing it back to Brad Davison here as we go under 3 minutes to play. Maple Grove will be headed to the state tournament for the 4th time. Here's Hutchison driving down the baseline. Ugly fall there. And there's what
that's what you worry about,
talking about maybe thinking about getting some guys out. There's Pink with his second.
Second personal.
And what you didn't see is the way he landed on that.
Yeah. He did go after the basketball, but just ended up being a pretty hard collision.
You know, and the other thing, and when you are losing in this point, and if you're a senior and you're frustrated and you're, you know, it doesn't mean you're a dirty player or anything. And sometimes you take that frustration out on a foul too, and you know that's something you always look at and worry about as well.
Jacob Haney, number 40, is in now for Elk River. Hutchison's second free throw is short, and then I think we have an over-the-back foul here on the Crimson.
Yeah, Hutchison's such a good shooter. He's been short a few times here tonight. Got to get those legs into his jump shot. When he gets his legs in, he's got such a nice form and nice release. You just can't leave it short, just like a birdie putt. My dad, you can never leave a jump shot or a birdie putt short. Give the ball a chance to go in.
Hills will go to the free throw line. He has 4 points. All came in the first half. And way too hard with that free throw. Crimson get it. Pickford and Davison now. Davison driving it and count it.
Big time strength.
Elks follow stretch number 30.
That'll be Pink's third.
And you see that left arm with the push off as well. There's a lot of contact, but there's not many guards that would have the strength to get that shot off and finish it.
Free throw is good. Michael Liu is checked in, number 15. Pink will shoot that three, and it's way short. Battle for the rebound, they get it back. Hills from the corner, good for three. And Elk River will use a timeout here.
Well, and you might be thinking, why does Elk River call a timeout right here? Well, because you got sophomores and juniors getting time, and this is situational. This is teaching, and you're always coaching. And that's one thing, as a coach, you're telling your players never quit, right? Play to the end. Well, as a head coach, I'm not quitting either. I'm coaching to the end.
At the Elk River Band performing here as their team getting blown out here in this Section 8 championship, 66-44 Maple Grove. Back for Horn.
That ball almost went in.
Pass toward the hoop. Lou will give it to Pickford. They'll pull it back out. Davison driving and dishes to Lou. The Crimson fans wanted him to shoot that ball, but he didn't. Pickford will drive and finish, and a foul.
Elks follow stretch number 15, Noah
Regi will pick up the foul. In for Elk River now, Cameron Cotton, number 34.
Cameron Cotton.
And Pickford able to complete the three-point play. And Zion Allen will come in here for Maple Grove as Pickford checks out. Morrell whipping it inside. It got away though, and out of bounds. Last touch by Maple Grove. More subs in here for both teams. Gary Rafata coming in for Maple Grove. As Davison will check out. 30-point night for him. Jack Kohler, number 41, is in there now for Elk River, along with Chase Elrod, number 33. Elrod has it right here. And a difficult runner there.
Nice rebound.
Haney the rebound. Here's Cameron Cotton knocking it down.
Cameron Cotton, that's too good of a name to not be a good basketball player. Nice jump shot, nice rebound too. Athletic offensive rebound.
Under a minute to play here. Horton way across court to Allen. You know, it's tempting when you come in to just really jack one up, but you know that your coach will have something to say about it if you take something too wild.
But definitely, if the situation presents itself, you want to be ready to get it up if you get in.
Horton backs it out. Maple Grove put this one away early with a strong beginning of the second half.
I mean, remember, this was a 4-point game at halftime. Really a 1-point game. Brad Davison hits that 3 right before half. And the second half was all Maple Grove, as they're going to be back in the state tournament. What a great feeling.
The Crimson 69, the Elks 46 as Maple Grove wins the Section 8 title going away. So their 4th state tournament appearance, their first since 2011. We will come back with more from the Section 8 final here at St. Michael Albertville High School as the Crimson headed to state.
The world is online, and we're all connected. While there's a lot to explore and discover, we each need to do our part to keep the internet safe. Cybersecurity starts with you. Learn how you can stay safe online at dhs.gov/stopthinkconnect.
Headed to the state tournament after they blow out Elk River 69-46 here in the Section 8 championship. We're joined by a couple of their great guards, Teron Pickford and Brad Davison. And Teron, you guys came out and had so much intensity on defense and shut down their top scorer. You know, how much fun was tonight?
It was pretty fun. I think we prepared it in practice, going at it every day, Monday through Wednesday, when we had the opportunity to go at it. Ooh.
That's all right. You guys, very close game in the first half, 4-point game. But, you know, when you took that lead up to double figures, did you sort of feel like right then it was your game?
Yeah, we did. We prepared, like I said, we prepared in practice, defense, and coach talked about it in practice, right? We come out the second half, first 5 minutes, shut them down, take away their confidence, and that's what we did.
All year long, I think a lot of people have felt like this was a possibility of a state tournament team. Now that it's here, you know, how good does it feel to know that you guys achieved what everybody's been aiming for?
Yeah, since day one, since the summertime, we've been aiming for that, and that was our goal the whole time, so we're just so happy that we accomplished it.
All right, congratulations. Have fun in the tournament.
All right, thank you.
And Brad Davison, you guys kind of took the drama out of this one early. What was the key to really pulling away early in that second half?
In the second half, coach always stresses the first 5 minutes to open up the game and then get up and just keep going. At halftime, we really just stressed that we weren't playing just to go to state. We were playing for another week to play with each other and play with our brothers. That's what we want. We just want to keep playing with each other and competing with each other.
I think more than anything, defense won this one for you guys tonight. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir, definitely. Coach did a great job at halftime of getting into us and telling us that we want to win. We got to D up, and we executed and we responded very well. Everyone on our team did.
You've seen a lot of the best teams in the state already. Heading into the state tournament, you know, what's it going to take for Maple Grove to keep on winning, keep on advancing?
I think the biggest thing for us is just to be confident, no matter who we're playing. just realize that we have a lot of talent and that we can play with anybody in the state, and just have fun playing and competing with each other. That's the goal.
Brad, have fun in the state tournament. Should be fun to watch.
Appreciate it. Can't wait.
All right, Brad Davison and Teron Pickford helping Maple Grove to a Section 8 championship. So they are in the tournament for the 4th time in school history, and they'll await their seeding over the weekend. Again, your final in this one, Maple Grove 69, Elk River 46 for Ryan Iverson and our crew. I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from St. Michael, Albertville.